Hey, what's going on guys, GymLeaderAnthony here, and today we have a team builder. So in this team builder, we're just going to be making our team for our upcoming Wi-Fi battles and our new road to ranked on Pokemon Showdown. So the first thing that I do when I want to make a team for OU, actually, this is going to be an OU team, but the first thing I do is I want to make a Pokemon that I want to center my team around. And for me, I really love Blastoise, and I really want to make Mega Blastoise my Mega of my team, and the Pokemon that I want my team to be centered around. So we're going to have Mega Blastoise. So first, I want to add its stab. I know that Water Pulse is not that strong right now, but with the boost on Mega Launcher, it should be doing around base power 90, which is only 20 worse than Hydro Pump, but it has a way better accuracy. So we're going to have Water Pulse. We're going to get Dark Pulse because that is boosted, and we're going to get... Oh, I just realized my caps lock was on. Okay, so we're going to get Dark Pulse. Aura Sphere, I am pretty sure, gets the boost. And another move would be Dragon Pulse. So with all those moves, now we just have to get a set. So normally what you can do is click this, and you have to make sure it actually fits what you want. So I want a very high special attack Pokemon. It needs to be bulky, and adding the 4 in the special defense really doesn't matter too much, but I guess you can add the 4 in the special defense. So that is the suggested spread by Smogon. You don't necessarily have to follow that, but in my situation here, I really want to follow it because it's exactly what I want. So now, we realize that Blastoise has two weaknesses, Grass and Electric, and most of the time when you see Grass and Electric type Pokemon, you think of special attackers, because the only real threat for Electric physical is really just the wild charging things, the volt tackling Pikachu, I don't know. So I really don't see that many. And as for Grass, most of them are special attackers like Leaf Storm, unless you're seeing Leaf Blades, but yeah, I'm not really too scared for that in OU. So I'm going to be doing a specially defensive mon that can either resist or be immune to that. And the Pokemon that comes to mind for me here is going to be Goodra. Goodra, oh my gosh, it's still on. So Goodra has the ability Sap Sipper, which makes him immune to Grass. And I really don't need these two. But it makes him immune to Grass, and also he resists the Electric. I'm not actually sure if he resists the Electric, but with a high special defense and a high HP like this, you really don't need to worry about neutral Electric type attacks. So I'm going to give it the Assault Vest because I want this to be a rather offensive Goodra. So we're going to go max onto that special attack and max into that HP, because honestly, investing into special defense is exactly the same thing as doing an Assault Vest. And I'm not really going to be using too much status on my Goodra, so I mean mine as well. Just invest into my special attack and HP, and we'll put this extra 4 maybe in our special defense. Okay. So now, I want to put coverage. I need a stab, which is Dragon Pulse, and I want more coverage moves. So I want to get things like Ice Beam would be nice, Thunderbolt, and Flamethrower. So Goodra's most likely just going to be throwing out either the super effective or neutral hits. And actually, wait, hold on. I want to change Ice Beam. I really don't need Ice Beam. I'm going to change Ice Beam out for the Sludge Wave, because I really want to do that. And yeah. So now that we have our Goodra all nice and set up, see, I think Smogon partially agrees with me, except it wants to just a tad bit different in the special defense and HP, but I'm not going to change it because that's how I want it. So anyways, this is my build for Goodra, and Goodra is a Pokemon that I switch into if I see a special attacker that is going to be hit Blastoise for super effective. So now, if I'm in Goodra and someone brings out a physical attacker, Goodra's going to be weak to the... it's going to be weak to the Ice types, the Fairy types, and the Dragon types. And a Pokemon type that I know that resists all 3 of those is going to be Steel. And I want it to be a physically defensive mon, so Steel, physically defensive, and I like Registeel, so we're going to go into our HP. It also does have a pretty good bulk in the special defense. By pretty good, I mean excellent bulk, and I guess we're just going to go all out defense here. I'm feeling pretty bold. Bolt, get it? No, I'm done. Okay, I promise I won't do that anymore. And I know that Registeel really doesn't get any other sustain but Rest. So, I mean, I really don't want to run Rest, because Rest sets, they just anger me when I'm asleep. It just really angers me when one of my mons is asleep. So no one ever bring a Smeargle with Spore. I will die. I won't die, but I will be pretty angry. So I'm gonna get leftovers. I'm just gonna use the leftovers sustain, because I'm also going to have Protect, which will allow me to sustain a little bit amount of health. And now for the moveset. So I want this to be a Toxic Staller. This is probably going to be the only Toxic Staller on my team. So, and I know people think that Toxic Stalling is pretty scummy, but it's also good because it puts a timer on all of those Pokemon that really just annoy you. It puts a timer on their life. I sound evil, don't I? And I mean, while it isn't Will-O-Wisp, which cripples the physical attackers, and it's not Thunder Wave, which slows them down, Toxic puts a timer, so it'll be fine. And the two Pokemon types that I know are immune to Toxic would be Poison itself and Iron, or Steel. So a move that will be super effective against both of those would be Earthquake. And I just realized that I want my team to have some sort of hazard setter, so I guess I'll also make Registeel my hazard setter, so not only is it my physically defensive mon, it is also my hazard setter, and the hazard is going to be Stealth Rock. So that's very useful. This is going to be a very useful mon. So now, looking at my team here, I realized that I didn't give Blastoise the Rapid Spin, which Blastoise normally runs, which is why I totally forgot. And I really don't want people to be setting up the hazards of their own, so I'm going to run Espeon. So not only will it reflect their hazards and all their bad status moves, but it will also throw them back at them. So I really don't have to worry too much. And I mean, if they do get it up, hopefully Espeon will have already bounced back the first set. And if they have a Rapid Spinner, then I guess I'll be totally fine. I mean, they'll have to use one move, and I will probably be setting up on them. So, on this Espeon, I want this to be more of a Espeon that can give health with Wish, because Registeel and Goodra have no real form of recovery other than leftovers. So I want to have a Wish Passer, and that Wish Passer is going to be my Espeon. And Espeon being a Wish Passer, what am I even saying? So Espeon being a Wish Passer, wow, try saying that, that was fast. But Espeon being a Wish Passer is going to be very unexpected. So also, it being physically defensive is also going to be very surprising. So I'm also feeling bold. Again, I'm feeling really bold today, so we're gonna add that defensive. So it's gonna be defensive Espeon. And the reason I'm going all in defense is because normally the Pokemon leads that are setting up the rocks are gonna be physical attackers. And also, I'm also bringing the Calm Mind, which means that I will be upping my special attack and special defense, so I really don't need to invest in those two too much. And I'm gonna just use those last four because OCD. And Protect is actually absolute necessary when you're using Wish. And Stored Power is going to be doing, once you have the +6 in Calm Mind, Stored Power is going to be doing around 240 base power. And also, it's going to be getting the ×4 boost from the Calm Mind. So it'll hurt really bad when someone gets hit by Stored Power. The only weakness is if someone is faster, which a lot of Pokemon are since I'm not invested in speed, or if a lead is faster, for instance Landorus, and it gets a U-turn off, I'll probably live it, but not not very good. He'll probably go into a physical Pokemon and use a knockoff, and there goes my Espeon. So I'm gonna get leftovers on the item because I have Protect, so I'm using Protect for not only wishing and protecting, but also protecting. And yeah, also those dark types, Sword Power will do 0 because dark types are immune. So now I want to have a fighting type, a strong fighting type, and also I'm very scared of the knockoff. So a fighting type, so it'll resist the knockoff if it's fighting type. And I also want a physical attacker since I already have three pretty prominent special attackers. So we're gonna bring attack and fighting. Oh my god, I can't even spell. Okay, so attack and fighting. I don't want a Mega, I already used my Mega, and the first one that comes up here is going to be Conkeldurr. Has a pretty good HP and defense. I'm going to go max into that HP and max into that attack. And, I mean, Conkeldurr could probably be a possible switch-in for someone who's going to use status. He could also be a Life Orb user with the Sheer Force, or he could also be an Iron Fist user with all of his punching moves. You know, I'm not completely sure which one I want completely now, but I will probably do this Pokemon set last. So, last but not least, I want to have, like I said earlier, a counter to those Landorus that can just use the U-turn. On those Landorus, a mon that comes to mind, and that has actually helped me, and is taking down multiple Pokemon in the beginning of battles, just because a lot of people like to use those flying dragons and all of these ground flying mons to start off with. A good lead for me would be the Weavile. Weavile has come through a lot, and honestly, it really does hurt all those Pokemon leads. So the Icicle Crash will hit all those Pokemon super hard for ×4, and it's also stab on top of my attack, which is pretty high. And we're going to also have Fake Out, because you want to kind of scout out if they're going to live your moves, if it's going to be neutral. And we're going to have Knockoff for our stab. Icicle Crush is also stab. And for those Pokemon that will not take that much damage, for instance, Tyranitar or Ferrothorn or Heatran, you want to carry the Low Kick. Low Kick will hit them very hard. And this is the set, actually. This is a pretty good set, actually, so we're going to use that. And there it is. So, now when I think about it, Conkeldurr would probably be best, as Iron Fist will give me the boost on top of the Drain Punch, because I want to have some sort of sustain on Pokemon that has this good of defenses, and it's probably going to be taking the knockoffs. And I mean, I don't want an item, because I don't want them to get that knockoff boost. Knockoff is a move seen very commonly in OU and UU nowadays, so I mean, not carrying an item on Conkeldurr might actually be a smart play. If you guys don't think it is, which I kind of doubt myself right now, but kind of not really. So if you guys want me to carry an item, or you want to suggest a moveset on Conkeldurr, then please be sure to, because I really don't have too much experience with Conkeldurr. It's been used against me before. For instance, in my first Wi-Fi battle, I faced off against Conkeldurr, which pretty much wrecked a lot of my team. And yeah. So now we're gonna bring up the moves. Conkeldurr, I wanted to have Drain Punch. Flying types are gonna have their advantage, of course. So we're gonna get the Ice Punch. Knockoff, actually running Knockoff yourself on it would be nice. Mach Punch would also be nice. And Ice Punch is just for coverage, I guess you could say. You could use Ice Punch or Thunder Punch, that's what I believe. And Mach Punch would just be for the priority if you don't quite KO, or if there's a Pokemon like Weavile, you could just straight up Mach Punch them right in the face, and they're pretty much a goner. So no item. And Bulky, okay, so Smogon kind of agrees with me there. So now, this is our team we're going to be using for the upcoming Wi-Fi battles and for the new Road to Rank series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this team builder, and I'm probably going to be trying to improve the way I do these, because it's probably going to be bad. So if you guys have any hints that you would like me to, or have any hints for me in my commentary, please be sure to leave them down in the comment section, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.